So missing the one of Turner. I was looking for him, and the 99S not able to make it out as well. Big sexy Glenn Lindsay out there, the 27 out of Keithville. John Phillips in 29. The top 5 will transfer to one of the 4 C mains. So we are green and clean into 1 and 2 for the first time from the Boothill Speedway on this dirt track Saturday night for the 3rd annual King of the Hills. They go 3 wide for 4th down the back straightaway. There'll be 2 C mains taking the top 4, and they will transfer into. You'll see how we play this alphabet soup. Pretty simple game, but there's a lot of racing to find out who's going to be the best, that we can put the best 24 out of the 130 that checked in to do battle this weekend. Into 3, they're door-to-door for the race lead. They're door-to-door back for the 4th, 5th spots as the 87 of Green kind of got bottled up there, got on the binders. So once again, only the top 4 will check in and transfer to the next round. Out front is the Troop Texan of Royce Jones being hunted hard by Kelly Lockie. This car on opening night at Lone Star Speedway found Denny Gabar behind the wheel. And Denny Gabar piloted that car, driving for Randy Copeland at the time, to a victory at Lone Star. Josh Martin trying to work to the hub of the inside of the 8. I tell you what, the racetrack's looking awfully good and racy right now here early in the going. Just a few laps scored. Here comes Scotty Case. Scotty Case and his son Vic Case hugged at his hub off of 4. It looks like Lockie may have had some problems there. He went way up top. And the center point of 3 and 4. I think Kelly may have some problems in the 8 machine right now as they go 3 wide back there for the 5th spot. The 87 of Aaron Green split the gap as the 8 of Lockie. He is done. He has slowed down the back straightaway. Tough break for the Tyler Texan Kelly Lockie. Not the way Kelly wanted his night to end. And it does appear that we'll be able to stay clean and green for the time being, as he'll be able to limp that car home to the pit area. So it will not be the 2017 running of the 3rd annual King of the Hill that Kelly Lockie plays alphabet soup and works his way to the main event. How about son, the Calhoun Racers, getting the best of dad down the front straightaway in the 1. Vic Case, the 22-year-old, takes advantage, passes his father. He fades back to the 4th and final transfer spot. Here comes the 19-year-old from Genoa, Arkansas, back in 5th. He's on deck. He's got one more spot to pick up the transfer into one of the C mains. Aaron Green has not raced at Boothill Speedway in his career up until last Saturday night. So Aaron Green's going to have to really get up on the wheel here, as he's only got 50% of this race to go to pick up 1 or 2 more spots. Josh Martin taking over that top spot from the 07 of Royce Jones for the Troop Texan down the back straight. Vic Case undoubtedly appears to have the best car in this one, as he's trying to take over the bridesmaids' honors there, rolling right around the hub. That car is stuck and digging. The battle for the 4th and final transfer spots heating up into 1 as they go door-to-door there for 2nd as well. Aaron Green has found some hay around the bottom side of the Corley Oval over at Billy White's racetrack, the Timberlawn Speedway. Like I said, is not raced here at Boothill Speedway. This is the 2nd time he's raced here in his career. He seems to find the liking to the bottom side of any racetrack, and it's seeming to come to him now on the 87. Scotty Case, a veteran racer, going to do everything he can to keep that young man at bay. Scotty Case, the 46-year-old from Calhoun, Louisiana, trying to hold off the 19-year-old from Genoa, Arkansas. It'll come down, it appears, to those two if we stay green to this point to checkered, as they have a sizable advantage over the 20 of Shaw, who just made a big bobble there off of turn number 2. And Kuhn takes a peek to his inside. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now as they go door-to-door through 3 and 4. Case still trying to work on the 07 for Royce Jones. Royce Jones says no, sit down, take a seat, as Josh Martin up front setting his own blistering pace around the Boothill Speedway, and your first event of the night here for the 3rd annual King of the Hill. Case finally able to get around as Jones made a mistake off of turn number 4, push way up top. Scotty trying to make a case and get inside and have a comfortable spot and try to finish 3rd in this one as the white flag waves in front of the face of Josh Martin. Final trip down the back straightaway. Can the young man out of Genoa, Arkansas, the 19-year-old, he's going to thread the needle down the back straightaway to the inside of the J27. Martin's going to win it for the 4th and final transfer spot. It looks like Case is going to hold him off with a drag race to the line by half of a car length. The 87 of Green misses it. He will not be able to transfer to the next round in Alphabet Soup. So your top 4 for Calhoun, Louisiana, the 46-year-old of the DuPont Shocks 4-power J27 of Scotty Case. From Troop, the 07 of Royce Jones will grab 3rd and transfer as well. Vic Case with a great run in that one. Once again, 15 laps in distance. We turn them loose here. The top 4 transfer to the C main event. As they're going to go 3 wide for second there off the exit of corner number 2 down the back straightaway just momentarily. As that battle tries to sort itself out, a little bit of contact there in 3 and 4. The driver sporting the number NTU alongside gets into one of his competitors there. As a door-to-door battle for second ensues down the back chute into turn number 3. As we stay clean and green, but one coming maybe to a halt will not do so. He'll pull it to the infield. And NTU is into the infield. Look at this peek to the inside down the back straightaway. Caution waves for the NTU. So the Karnak Texan puts his foot to the floorboard. We're back underway here at the hill with 2 scored, and we are back underway. 13 remain here in this 3rd D main affair as they're door-to-door down the back straightaway for the 4th and final transfer spot. Atwood going to use the outside line and hope it works to his advantage off of 4 as the Karnak Texan Travis Bowden still out front with a race leading 101A. Mike Lavosphere second at a 1 and 2, the 22M of Tyler Morgan as they're door-to-door. They're nearly 3 wide for the 4th and final transfer spot. It's heating up here at Boothill. You can expect some high attrition, but to this point, these guys have done a fine job of keeping their cars off of one another and not racing recklessly. But you can start to expect to see a little bit more aggression as the night goes on, as these guys trying to all get into that 500 to start 7,000 win main event. Your top 3 has separated themselves right now. The battle for the 4th and final transfer spot, it's a good one. Travis Weatherford, in fact, in the E7. As him and Atwood go door-to-door there, opens up the door here for behind those guys. The Cleveland Texan, Justin Collins. Justin Collins trying to throw his hat into the ring and become a player here. He's got laps to get the job done. They're door-to-door for the 4th and final transfer spot. The Cleveland Texan, who's been driving that Big Tex chassis, and he and Eddie Martin had kind of formed a line. They're 3 wide for the 4th and final transfer spot, and down the front straightaway at the flag stand with 50% of this one complete into 1. Trying to get 2 for the price of 1 as they still are 3 wide into 1 and off the exit at corner number 2. And he did. He completed the 2 for the price of 1, the Walmart special for Justin Collins. Justin Collins up to the 4th and final transfer spot. He may want more. He'll set his sights on the other 22 in this one. For the Minden Racer to the Hunter's Body Shop 22 Raptor race car for Tyler Morgan. As Montgomery, Louisiana racer Mike Lavosphere holds on to second, but way out front as the caution waves. Is Travis Bowden still in command of this one? Did not find a good lane on a restart, and he ended up fading back to finish 6th, but Bowden has definitely flexed his muscles lately and looking good every single week. So here comes the Cleveland Texan, Justin Collins, working to the outside there off of turn number 4. And he'll take the second spot away from the Louisiana native from Montgomery and Mike Lavisphere. I think Justin Collins has something to say about the race lead as well. Cars come on strong here to the midpoint of this one, as it'll be actually 2 laps to go this time by at the flag stand. But nope, the caution weighs, and we got one around and one into the wall on the back straightaway. Ronnie Wood's involved. The caution had already came out on the racetrack prior to those two making contact on the back straightaway wall. So the fourth and final transfer spot will be hotly contested in this one. As Bowden's on the loud pedal as your race leader, we are back underway. Good restart by Lavisphere to retake the second spot away from Collins as they head off into 1. Collins going to hope for that outside line to pay to his advantage, and it will as he smashes the loud pedal down the back straightaway, evening the way with Mike Lavisphere for second. He'll hang it out on the outside. And around goes the 22, and the caution waves once again.
I raised $600.
The lights are back out here in your third D main of the night. We're going to find out who grabs the fourth and final transfer spot to move on to one of the C mains here in a few moments. The Greenways from Keith Parker. The Karnak Texan up front setting the pace into 1. Travis Bowden leads the herd into 1 and 2 as they're going to go door to door. The Cleveland Texan Justin Collins going to let it into the outside, but Mike Lavisphere driving the wheels off the 0 tonight. Tyler Morgan is still in the fourth and final transfer spot. It'll be 2 laps to go this time by at the flag stand. James Griffin trying to come on strong here in the late going on that station wagon into 1. The 94 will take a peek to the inside of Travis Weatherford, who's been racing a lot down in South Texas around the Corpus Christi area the last several years, and they make contact down the back straightaway. So the former Louisiana State dirt track champ able to roll by, but Travis Weatherford just gave him a major shot. Final time off of 4, the Karnak Texan. Unfortunate. So he's going to get the... Here comes James Griffin is not happy. Oh, my goodness, that was close. James Griffin, who is a very cool, calm, collected guy, he rightfully has a reason to be a little ticked off right now as Weatherford kind of used him up there. And the thing was is they were not battling for a final transfer spot in that one. Oh, my. Bowden should have comfortably crossed the line, but James Griffin out of the car, the former Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. CJ Howell there in the 34H. Outside, the owner promoter of the Arclitech Speedway. Driving the 8, it's Gene Boyder, one of the smoothest to ever do it. Keep your eyes on the 8 car. He has a little bit of ways to go, but don't count him out. The Crystal Auto Collision 24 from Bossier City is Dylan Adams. The lights are out, we go green. Keep your eyes on the Parker Lee project as they go 3 wide nearly for the race lead momentarily as they're 1 by 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. And here comes Myers, going to fit it in and go 3 wide there for second. On the entrance to 3 for the first time. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Milliken goes way up top, and the caution's going to wave as they go 3 wide, and they make a little bit of contact down the front straightaway. The caution is out. So a re-racked and stacked start. It'll be an original restart. 15 laps the distance is Josh Milliken going to be on the front row. It got wild on the original start. Here we go. They're going to go 3 wide for second and a 1 and 2. A little bit of contact there for the race lead. Tippy Bickham got out of sorts. Down the back straightaway. Gene Boyder thought about picking his nose into the mix. Had to think better of it. Into 3 and off of 4. Leading lap 1 goes to the Gilmer Texan, Scotty Nichols. Cody Myers to the inside of the 18 of Scott Young. Myers going to work the hub. And they're door-to-door. Tippy Bickham to the inside of Milliken there for the fourth and final transfer spot down the back straightaway. Gene Boyder showing smoke in the 8 car. Unfortunately, the caution's going to wave. As their lights are going to go. Oh, it's kind of a wild start. Oh, that may not end well. C.J. Howell. And that is going to bring a caution out as they try to go 3 wide for the race lead. Scott Young inside of Cody Myers on the restart. We're back underway. They're going to go door to door there for a second down the back straight. Here comes Tippy. Tippy Bickham rolling into the outside of the Boothill Speedway, making it look good, making it look well. 3 wide back there, some contact being made. Oh my. Oh my goodness. What is going on right now, folks? Woo. Dylan Adams just got the short end of the stick. And somehow we're green. Myers going to try to work to the inside of the one, and Dylan Adams just did the down the front straightaway. Cody Myers is going to take over the race lead here, Bill Kitchen, and Nichols back to second. Tippy Bickham up to third, and fourth and final spot holds on right now to the Bossier City native Scott Young. Look at this, into 3. Whew, that's close.
Groove's kind of moving up a little bit.
The intensity is definitely heating up in this race. It took 3 D mains into the 4th one for some high attrition to come out, if you don't count the finish of the 3rd race.
Tell you, how many starts does Tippy Bickham have here lately?
Here lately, not very many, but over his career, quite a few.
He's wheeling that 33 car pretty good back there. It's one of those Seegers roofing cars, is it not?
Well, one thing Tippy's never lost, talked to in pre-races, he can wheel it and deal it, and he can still explore the Boothill Speedway and find the fast lane, and right now he's doing just that. Look at him go, Bill. He set his sights on the back bumper of the Gilmer Texan. Nichols there for the 2nd spot, and the one car who
got a right front flat there. And worse than that, I think.
Hopefully gets out of harm's way, and we can stay green here because
I think he trashed that right front on that car.
Yeah, it was kind of his own misfortune there, unfortunately. Don't have the name for that driver, unfortunately, for that one, but I'll find it and we'll let you know here in just a moment. He was not on that original lineup.
Well, there's no reason for these top 4 guys to push the issue. They're already in transfer spots, but back here, the battle for the 5th and final transfer spot
down the front straightaway
just got real serious.
And Shirley just paid back C.J. Howell for that early race mishap.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that was for a transfer spot, too, to move up to the C main, so I don't...
That was for the 5th spot, but that was to give him a shot maybe if he can hold on to it. And 758, a silver F-150 with a Gorilla decal with a temporary tag, a white F-150 with a pink on the bumper and a pink pinstripe, a black Toyota Tacoma, tag number Y123219. If you could move those vehicles, please. As once again, it is actually the top 5 transferring to the C mains. My mistake on saying the top 4 for the majority of these races up to this point. So it will be, in fact, the top 5 transferring to the C mains, and oh my goodness, into 3. 28 drove it in deep there into 3 and off of 4. Chase Sprouse in the 28. And around goes Chase Sprouse at a 1 and 2. Don't think he actually made contact with the T10 of Shirley. Just a few more trips around the quarter-mile speed plant here in Greenwood tonight, as Howell's 34H car is done. It's a great battle there with the Argyle Texan Ricky Sessions. But all these guys up front are racing right here off of 4 in the show. Great racing, though. This racetrack is definitely racy right now. No doubt about that. As Cody Myers has found the fast lane. Since his return back to racing this year, he has been flawless. Picking up that win at Arklatex, and minus a disqualification for Myers here at the Boothill Speedway. Back on April the 15th, Ronald Pilkington inherited the victory that night. Myers would have been one of the hottest drivers coming in, but that kind of put a little bit of a damper on it. So Myers for the final time in a 1 and 2. They're door-to-door for the 3rd spot. Tippy Bickham still way up top in the 33, trying to find some bite off the exit of 2, down the back chute. Scott Young in the 5th and final transfer spot for the final time in the 3 and off of 4. Your winner of D-Main number 4 goes to Bossier City's Cody Myers in 55M. Scotty Nichols will grab 2nd. 3rd goes to Tippy Bickham, the Argyle Texan, in the chassis number 1. Racing Jason Ingalls, your $5,000 winner of the Battle of Boot Hill. Won last Saturday at Lone Star. Open Wheel Modified Heat Race number 1 presented by R&R Timber. We're underway. Saw some contact there on the start. Saw some type of debris roll up to the front stretch wall there. And the caution waves. Keith Parker saw exactly what I must have seen. And it draws on a beat. Tim Boudreaux's run well here, but never won here in his career. We'll find out what happens in this one as he sets his pace from the pole position as David Winslet to his outside, the reigning track champ. Winslet gets the whole shot bill there on the top side of the hill and slams the loud pedal to the floorboard into 3.
Ooh, look out there. Chase Hatton? Who was that? That's Chase.
Yeah, Chase nearly ended up on his hat.
Jason kind of got bogged down, and that was interesting.
That's an uncharacteristic bobble or mistake,
like,
if you will.
I can make you spin out without spinning out myself. So Jason will be laughing at him all week about that.
I want to say that.
Chase works at the shop.
Yeah. And so he's like, she works for him. I was like, I know. It's just didn't word it quite.
There's who are we missing? Something happened to Chase.
So dropping like flies here. We've lost Boudreaux. We're going to lose Hatton now.
We got a little smoke coming out. Randy Payne's car.
These two up front, though, have won their share in the Arklatex, and right now, you know, Jason Ingalls is one of the best to ever run Boot Hill Speedway. David Winslet can definitely... He's coming to his own since running modified since 2006. He's been on for 11 years now, Bill. And Winslet, the reigning track champion here at the Hill.
Yeah, this is 2 of the fastest cars you're going to see all night here at Boot Hill Speedway tonight. These 2 modifieds up front, David Winslet and Jason Ingalls. And coming up in our next heat, you got Chris Hennigan and 4 other good ones.
Jeff Larry, one of those guys that will throw his hat into the ring tonight as well. It'll be interesting to see in this one if Ingalls can run down David Winslet. As Winslet's kind of running right through the center, Ingalls is trying to find a lane a little bit higher up on the racetrack, but just not able to quite find that momentum he's looking for. One thing you know about David Winslet, he doesn't make many mistakes. A cool, calm, and collected racer with a level head. Talk about began his race career back in 1999 in the mini stock division in a Ford Pinto at the old Webster Speedway. Ended up coming over here winning the track championship in a Ford Mustang in 2001. And raced ice stocks at Gene Borders Arklatex Speedway. Won a track championship there in the white flag waves for David Winslet from South Bossier City. You know, Jason Ingalls has got to be super excited, like I've said several times, about adding Chris Hennigan to his stable, and that's only going to up the ante for the IRP modified game as Winslet wins heat race number 1, presented by ABC Auto Parts for the open wheel modifieds. Ingalls will grab 2nd.
112 car, it's going to be David Hatton. David Hatton behind the wheel in 112. He didn't make it out. 75 car. Welcome back to Dirt Track Racing here at Boot Hill. Casey Payne. Okay. And we'll add the Easy 1 car to the field. It's going to be Wyatt Williams. That's got to be a second-generation racer, huh?
That's Wyatt, who's up in the flag stand all the time with Kenny at Arclitex.
No kidding.
A little easy. You know what I call him?
Really?
Yeah.
Starting him off modified racing. Yeehaw.
Wow. And I'll be honest with you. Wow, the kid's looking pretty good. He's raced some
Bad
go-karts.
at all. I've seen a whole lot worse for your first time out. Let me tell you.
Come on now, Bill. Let's bow down for this kid because he's. I mean, my debut to my knowledge, and he's looking pretty sporty.
Pretty good so far. Hey, you're going to be in a 3-car heat race for your first race, and you get to race Chris Hennigan and Jeff Larry.
Yeah. Like you always say, the good news is, well, like if you were leading, the bad news is Chris Hennigan.
You're going to finish top 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Hennigan.
Heck, I am still very impressed with the lap times. Look at him handle that race car.
It's really unbelievable. I wonder if it's.
All right, you run down there right quick.
I'm not going to question it. They crossed out Cliff's name to put Wyatt on there. I tell you what, Cliff Williams is a shoe, former North Louisiana State Championship winner, and a former Louisiana State champ. But
heads up, Easy One Pits. I want Facebook Live when he crawls out of that car back there, because he's doing a fine job.
It could be Cliff, and they're just trying to get a rise out of me tonight. Who knows?
Could be. Could be. That's why we want Facebook Live. Get him ready back there.
Longtime family friends are the Williams and Hebel family. And that young man does a good job. That's the first mistake he's even made of the race right there, and it's coming down with just 2 laps to go. Final time down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Off of 4, driving the panel truss, CNC Oilfield Services. Rick Sisk Performance, number 16, win again. Chris Hennigan lives up to his moniker, and he wins again. Jeff Larry, the third-generation racer, back to G-Dub, to his father, Gil. Scotty Hilschelpeck, who led 33 laps here to the inaugural 10,000 to win King of the Hill event for rolling a right rear tire off, and full throttle Marcus Cottle went to Victor Lane. So the lights are going to go out. The top 10 in this one, race fans, will transfer on to the B-Main. So the intensity should rise, and the thermometer is going to heat up. The Waco Texan just went way up top there off of 2. He lost 3 spots. They're 3 wide there through 3 and 4. It is definitely heating up, and it's about to get wild. Down the front straightaway, they are all over the Boothill Speedway right now. Right, the 2, the Woodruff Pond Carver race car of Thomas Woodruff leads lap 1 and heads them off into 3 and 4. A major herd behind him. The 45 of Rory Kemp got into the left rear quarter of the 42 of Timothy Cloud, knocked himself a little cattywampus there, if you will, and lost himself some wholesale positions. And he is continually going way up top. That car is not handling right now to expectation for the Waco Texan. Right now off of 4, the 2 of Woodruff leads over Herring. 3rd goes to the 68 of Martin. 68 of Hushelpeck is 4th. The 5th is the Crowley Texan of Jeff Hauser. 6th is D-Rock Derek Daniels. 7th, it looks like Chase Raymond. In the 9th spot, it is the 42 from McLeod, Texas, of Timothy Holt. And the 10th and final spot right now, looks like the 28 of Chase Sprouse, being hunted here by the 24, who will go by. The 24 of Bo Perry now taking over the 10th and final transfer spot at the flag stand that time by. Brad Ball throwing an elbow like Ollie and Frazier there to the 1 and 2. He'll separate himself from the 28. It looks like Sprouse may have problems, and he does. But the caution waves on Joshua Martin at the top of the exit at 2 and 88M. The bell tolls and the green flag lays off of 4. Thomas Woodruff on the loud pedal. We're underway. A jump by Martin there at the tail, but no harm, no foul, it appears right now. It's a log jam all the way back from 5th on back. And they're going to go 3, nearly 4 wide there for 2nd on the restart. Some contact there with Jeff Hauser. Hauser and the 1H of Herring make some contact there off the exit of 2 as they're door-to-door off the exit of corner number 4 down the front boulevard. Woodruff still with the race lead. Martin in 68 holds on to second. Jeff Hauser is trying to meticulously work his way up as he goes and peaks up by half of a car length down the back straightaway to third. Fourth is Herring now. Fifth is Hushelpeck. Side by side for 6th and 7th is D-Rock Derek Daniel. Chase Raymond in the 1. Bo Perry, the 42 of Holt, and the 78 of Brad Ball, your top 10. Brandon Brown, the fly in the ointment right there on the outside looking in, trying to work his way into that top 10. So Brandon Brown in the 11th spot, coming to the center point of 3 and 4. Jonathan Beckett right behind him in the 0 car. Beckett's right there, Bill. This is going to be a lot of fun to settle the score for this top 10.
You betcha. And there's 8 laps in the books, 12 laps to go, and there's plenty of spots still up for grabs in this one. Lots of time to go right now. The battle's on between Brandon Brown and Brandon Ball. I'm sorry, Brad Ball. A lot of B's in there.
And they've been bouncing around like a bunch of basketballs and ping pong balls tonight.
That's all we need is to have Brandon Ball in that battle too, right? And he's run a factory stock before.
Several times. He just handed the wheel over to Logan Griffin not long ago. But look at this. They're 3 wide for the 10th and final transfer spot off of 4. Contact there. Brad Ball got a big run. The Highlands, Texas racer.
I'll tell you, we got 2 very good grooves right now. There's no problem going side by side around this racetrack.
And you and I could both go through this entire field from first on back and tell you an accomplishment probably for each and every one of these drivers.
Just the C-main. Just the C-main, yeah.
Many racers dream for this. Just for a regular dirt track Saturday night, you're going to get a lot of these tonight.
Yeah, fans getting their money's worth tonight.
Woodruff still continues the lead in that Woodruff Pond number 2 Carver race car into 1. The Nashville native, a Nashville, Arkansas native, won this event a year ago. As Martin, the 2014 track champ, they're 3 wide back there. I seen you, Bill. And that caution waves. So the lights are going to go out for the Nashville native, Thomas Woodruff, who finished 4th in the inaugural factory stock 50. Down the front straightaway, James Martin, the former track champ. They're going to go 3 wide there with that big run with Hushelpeck to the outside. Oh, and Woodruff just, never mind, the caution's out. Sorry. Thomas Woodruff going to put his foot through the floorboard. The lights are back out. We are underway here from the Boothill Speedway and C-Main number 1 of the night. Sorry, B. Yeah. They're 1 by 2 by 2 all the way to the tail here, Bill. It is definitely heating up right now.
Yeah, Brandon Brown just scooted ahead of Brad Ball that time, but they're going to go 3 wide for 10th. That's a 3 wide battle for 10th right there through turn 4.
Jonathan Beckett.
Brown comes out ahead. Look out.
Oh, my. Brad Ball just got a short end of that stick, and he's got a broken rear end.
Broken rear end and a right rear flat. He's done. Brad Ball, tough break for the Highlands, Texas racer.
It's
home track is Battleground Speedway, but he's got to take it to the infield tonight.
And he is definitely going to be upset with that. As good as that car appeared to be working, was in the catbird seat to
now
transfer.
It's Jonathan Beckett knocking on the door of his Texarkana area rival, Brandon Brown.
One thing that Jonathan Beckett and his father and I talked about last night was if Jonathan can just get that thing in the show, and the inaugural 3,600 to win Factory 50 started in 24th and drove his way up to finish in the 5th spot. 1 spot right behind the driver who leads this race, who actually finished 4th in that inaugural event that year. But Beckett, I always call him the hard charger. If he could ever have a good heat race performance, then I have to work his way out of all of these races, he'd be really good. But he thrives in those kind of opportunities. So right now, Brown, it appears, Bill, does have that 10th and final spot in the bag right now. Beckett 1 spot out looking into the 0. So, wow, down the front straightaway, the 7 just gave a major shot in the shorts of the 0 of Jonathan Beckett. Derek Daniel in the 10th and final transfer spot down the back chute.
A spot, didn't he? Brandon Brown putting a little cushion in there, but here comes Beckett.
Those two have raced a lot over the years, over in Vivian or...
I don't know who's in the 7 car, but he just scooted right to the outside of Beckett, and they're banging doors down that front straightaway.
David Newton in the 7N tonight, Bill Kitchen, and he just went and sidestepped the 0 there and tried to put him in his hip pocket. 2 to go, though. 2 more trips around for the deuce. The Nashville racer Thomas Woodruff.
So it's Derek Daniel got to play defense right now. It's coming down to it. First 9 guys, they're pretty safe.
The Derek Daniel fans right now are on their toes and are nervous as all get out because they know what all these drivers behind him want to do. They want to root him or get him out of the way. And it appears Newton may have the faster car. Derek's making that car wider than a triple wide trailer here on the final lap. Newton's going to take a peek to the inside here, Bill. We know who's going to win it. It's going to be Woodruff.
Oh,
and down the back straightaway.
Checkers out.
Newton got a big
the
run.
battle for transfer. They're going to be side by side.
Looks like D-Rock.
Look at Beckett.
Beckett's going to come up short.
He almost got both of them.
You've seen some of the previous events. The 55M of Cody Myers, the 1 of Nichols, the 11 of Bowden in the list, and the Murderer's Row just keeps going and going. Lights are out. Josh Warren's on the lap pedal. He sets the pace in this one. The top 10 transfer, like we said, race fans, to the B-Mains.
I wonder about the Murderer's Row reference. How many people I get it with baseball.
Oh, down the back straight with a 3 wide for transfer. Derek Grigsby trying to get all he can get here early in this one. The missile from Marshall just shut out of the... Through 3 and off of 4, Warren leads the first 2 circuits here in 62X. That car has been for sale. So if you're looking for a bad, fast factory stock, Chris Hennigan twerked and worked the framework on that car, and he's got it bad, fast. So right now, off of 4, 62X of Warren, who's won at Arklatex. He's won here at Boothill, and he's won at Manny this season. Around goes 43J. It looks like that's BJ Cook. As Ricky Ingles taking a charge, send BJ Cook to promoter school, why don't you? As he keeps it strolling and rolling, he knows what to do.
Well, right now, Derek Grigsby's on the bubble in that B1 car. Maybe not for long, as he's trying to get around Lee Patton.
I heard that, or I'd seen that Derek Grigsby had last night, Bill, he'd not been disqualified in his first heat for weight. He would have been right up there with Rollo and Whitehead for the overall top qualifier. So he's having to fight himself out of a misfortune, but part of it, the name of the game, but not been frequent flyer in the factory stock division over the last several years, but he has shown and flexed his muscles in this class over the years.
It's going to get tight off the 2.
So right now, first it's Warren. Second, it's Ingles. Third is Carter. Fourth is Doug Vick Jr. Side-by-side battle for 5th and 6th. 23 of Tupper, the 38 of Wells. 7th is Herring. 8th is the 4J of Randy Wheeler, who just got loose and nearly lost it at a 1 and 2.
And Wheeler's now on the bubble.
By.
That little bobble right there cost him 2 spots. Now he's in 10th.
And Lee Patton will go by.
Which means I think that, is that Josh Warren? Oh, he's leading the race. Who's that?
Gary Lipscomb.
Yeah, Lipscomb's in the pack.
And Lipscomb's got company from Myers, who's a feature winner at Arklatex and had one taken from him from a disqualification here earlier this year. He's been good here all year long, though. That 55M looking to rise to the occasion to put that thing into the show. They're really all over this racetrack right now, too. Look at Derek Grigsby going 3 wide off the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
Caution.
0-1.
And he was up in the top 10, so that's going to move some folks up.
Carver is third. As we head down the front boulevard here, Bill Kitchen, it's about to heat all the way up here.
Well, Wheeler got a really bad start, got out of shape off of 4. Cody Myers has worked his way to his outside, and Cody Myers trying to make his way from a D to a B.
And Myers, a frequent flyer here at Boothill, knows the fast lane around this Greenwood Oval. That young 22-year-old young man as they try to go 3 different lanes wide there for the second spot. Tupper up to 5th now. They're side by side for 6th and 7th. The Marshall Missile may be the best car in this race right now as he's meticulously just working his way up. Each and every caution is paid into his favor for the driver of the B1. And he'll peek to the inside of the 1H of Herring down the front boulevard. Derek Grigsby out for blood tonight. He'll try to peek to the inside of the former 2011 Cajun Classic winner Doug Vick Jr. and the winner here 2 weeks ago. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Bill Kitchen, what a race here, midpoint of the back chute. Warren continues to lead in 62X. This battle here with the 1H of Herring. Grigsby and the 4 Doug Vick Jr. It's a good one. As they set their sights on the young man out of Osier City, Cody Tupper, who has the 4th spot. 5th Vic Jr., 6th is Grigsby, 7th is the 1H of Herring, 8th is Lee Patton from Quitman, 9th is the 55M of Myers, and the 10th and final spot right now, it's Mighty Mike Wells, and here comes Travis Bowden. Travis Bowden said he was going to give it all he's got, and here he goes giving it all he's got to the inside of the 38 of Mike Wells. May come down the 38 and 11, but here comes the Cleveland Texan. Not sure if you're aware of this, Bill, but this 22 from Cleveland, Justin Collins, he and Eddie Martin, real good friends. Eddie Martin was driving his Big Tex chassis limited modified down in Corpus Christi last year, and when I went down there for the South Texas shootout, Collins a heck of a driver, and he'll throw his hat into the ring. They're going to go 3 wide for the final transfer spot here. They're all over the Boothill Speedway, and Cody Tupper nearly lost it, and it's going to hurt Doug Vick Jr. Meanwhile, they're still 3 different lanes wide there for the transfer spot as they approach turn number 3. Bowden going to take a peek to the inside here.
A lot of evenly matched cars in this one.
I mean, where are you going to go? Where are you going to hide right now? It's a log jam all the way back from 5th on back to the
Look at Wheeler
final
trying to
transfer
get
spot.
back in contention here.
Meanwhile, Josh Warren sitting at torrid pace, blistering the competition. He's got the keys on the counter. He is gone. Carver still 2nd. Derek Grigsby has marched his way up to the Longview native. Ricky Ingles. Those guys have done a lot of great battles in limited action over the last several years. Ingles holds off Grigsby. So Grigsby's up to 4th.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wells has got his hands full between Travis Bowden and that driver you just mentioned in the 22 car.
Grigsby started 13th.
Whoa.
He's up to 4th.
This could get big, folks. 2 laps to go. Keep your eyes on the 10th spot. They're side by side for transfer. The 11 and the 38, the 22. That's where your battle is. Only one of those 3 cars at the moment appears like they're going to advance. So which one's it going to be?
Bill,
3 wide again off 2.
They've literally been 3 wide for the last 6 laps for this transfer spot. You know they're giving it absolutely everything they have right now. What's going to happen? What's going to shake? Mighty Mike right now has the advantage over the 11 of Bowden.
You got to wonder if they can really know that they're in the 10th spot, but they sure are racing like it, huh?
Justin feeling like Phil Collins. He says, I can feel it coming into the air tonight for the final turn in the 3. Can he make a bonsai move? In the 3,
Here
he'll
comes that 22
diamond
car
off
on
the
the
corner.
inside. Is it going to
And
work?
it will. Yeah, oh, wow, it did work.
Travis Bowden.
I believe on the pole in this one will be the 13 of Dalton Vines in your 4-cylinder heat. Trying to get a good look at him here on the front straightaway. 22 in the Hadaway Towing Chevy Cavalier. That'll be Cole Burleson, who's looking for his 8th win of the year tonight here at the Hill. The 5 in that Punisher race car, Ashton Owens, the young 18-year-old young lady out of Redwater, Texas. Jesse Tate in the Mitsubishi Eclipse 13J.
Cole Burleson's your leader, 22 car, 13 car. Dalton Vines, yeah. Who else we got? It's hard to see it. There it comes. Off turn 4. The car number there, that would be the 7R car. And that is Chris Corsten.
Tate's going to take advantage and go to the inside and take that spot away. The young lady from Redwater back in the 5th spot. Her father, of course, Donovan Owens, builds that F1 power plant. Ashton Owens riding back in the 5th spot. She has not raced any more than 15 times in her total career. She's gotten better and better every time she sits behind the cockpit of that number 5 machine. Oh, my goodness.
Boy.
What a save by Ashton Owens.
Right on cue, right?
That was a good save.
Justin Tate is the 13J car running in the third spot.
What do you have? Is that 11T?
Checkered flag here.
Four-cylinder action going at it into turn number 3. They're 3 wide there momentarily. And the center point of 3 and 4. Justin Converse, last night's main event winner.
Drivers, the raffle tickets are being sold at the tech shed at this time. Raffle tickets are being sold at the tech shed. Good three-car battle here. And our front-wheel drive four-cylinder heat race number 2. Maybe we'll go 3 wide before set that up. Battle turn 3. Yeah, look like this is 3 wide. Converse on the bottom, Collier in the middle. Strange on the outside, 3 wide as they battle into turn number 3. And Collier takes it. 2 to go. Converse still trying to get around Strange for second. Strange back with the outlet contact. White flag this time by for Chris Collier. Converse digging on the inside of the racetrack. Using the lap car, or just avoiding the lap car, Collier hangs on to the lead, but he went in there too hard. Now Converse has the top spot. Strange runs into second. Collier back to third. One more time off turn 4 for the C49. Justin Converse. Here we go.
Louisiana's Jody Davidson and his Western Flyer chassis. Billy Mazzell in the 55L. The lights are going to go out for 20 laps. The distance $1,000 hangs in the balance for the limited modified main event. We are underway in your A mains tonight. And I don't think they're going to like that start. Oh, and Grixie's going to get caught up on the front straightaway. Lights are back out. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grixie, going to smash the loud pedal off before we're underway from the Boothill Speedway. Into turn number 1. Grixie going to get the whole shot this time. A much better start. There go 3 wide back for 5th down the back straightaway at the midpoint into turn number 3. Grixie going to lead lap number 1 off of 4 if he can at 69. Looks like everything good and working well for 69 so far in this one. Got a little while there off the exit of corner number 4 with the 35 of Roy and the 27 of Del Rio. Right now, Tupper with his crosshairs dialed to the back deck lid of the 69 Reason spoiler for Derek Grixie with the race lead. Brandon Ball, the Farmerville freight train, going to roll the hub to the inside of the end one of Ingles. Nothing doing, can't find it. So it doesn't appear that the early mishap for Grixie will be a factor. Grixie continues the lead down the front boulevard here. And your ABC Auto Parts limited modified main event presented by RaceOnTexas.com. Tupper still riding second. Ricky Ingles third. In fourth, it's Brandon Ball side by side there for 5th into turns number 3 and 4. Rapid Roy is looking for his 7th win of the 2017 season. As Del Rio behind those guys trying to fight to the outside of Billy Mazzell, the 2-time track championship winner here in the factory stocks. We'll see Mazzell here later on as well. As he doing double duty. He has his number 50 Cyclone Chassis Factory working well this weekend. So Grixie sitting at torrid pace, trying to go back to back to get his 4th win here this year and his 8th overall in 2017. Lap traffic about to become a reality though for Derek Grixie as he sells it off into 1. In this 20-lap affair, paying $1,000 to win tonight once again. Ricky Ingles being pressured here by Farmerville freight train driver Brandon Ball, the former Spooky 50 winner. Brandon Ball, who has not won here in 3 years. Back in 2014, Derek Grixie got 3 wins here in the limited modified division at Boothill, and Brandon Ball did as well. Just talking about Ball trying to end a drought at the Boothill Speedway as he was trying to work tooth and nail there with Ricky Ingles. And lap traffic is a heavy reality right now on this one, Bill Kitchen. Wow, they're 3 wide down the back straightaway through lap traffic, and Grixie's going to try to thread the needle, and he does. Just gets the clearance that he was looking for there off of turn number 4. Lap traffic is playing a factor in this one, but it's not halting the progress of the Marshall Missile in the 69 of Grixie. He'll now set his sights on the 121 of Jared Grace, who will be the next car to be a victim to go a lap down if we stay clean and green in this one. Lap cars at this point are only helping out the 69 for the Marshall Texan. And Tupper nearly lost it, and around goes the lap car to the A27. I believe that's Austin Storm. Man, 3 points shy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll never forget
battle.
it.
That was a good points battle there. And it was a late race caution that saved it for you. So
yeah, Chris Brown just needed to pass one more car. Oh, the irony of that, but we could get off into that story. Ball's going to get a good restart here, Bill, and drive it to the inside of the Missile.
It's a battle.
The Marshall Texan to the Farmerville freight train.
I'll tell you what, Derek Grixie, when he's out front, he is tough to pass. I can't remember watching too many people run him down and pass him when he's the leader of a race.
No doubt about it. He is one of the best to ever hit the Boothill Speedway, whether it's a 3/8 and a street stock, a factory stock, you name it. One night back in 2010, he swept the factory stock and limited modified Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship.
Old Chase Del Rio getting a little racy there as he moves inside the top 5.
He's a heck of a racer that doesn't really get the bones that he deserves sometimes. Mark Underwood Jr. driving Eddie Underwood's number 4 this weekend. Oh, and balls broke off of 4, it looked like. They just lost traction. It looked like he lost power there for a second. He'll go back to the inside. Something not right with Ball's machine, though, is, as you can see, Aaron Roy just stormed right by.
Ricky Ingles struggling too now all of a sudden as he's fading back through the field.
He's higher than...
Tire wear is becoming a factor, perhaps. I don't know. Sure does seem like the lap times are really good for these limiteds tonight.
Derek Grigsby's higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour with Snoop Dogg riding shotgun right now.
Aaron Roy, but you say he's on a hot streak. He's up to 3rd place.
Give him a caution, Bill. Don't you think he would love to hunt down Derek Grigsby here at his home track and dethrone him?
Oh, that would be big, yeah.
Of course.
Not sure it's possible, but it would be big.
Well, he'd love to live up to his own moniker. He's rapid
go
fast this
Running
year.
out of time now.
Yep. Say the sand of the hourglass is ticking. The tick-tock goes the race clock. Grigsby has a major push right there to the center of the 1 and 2. Tupper.
Tell you what, Chase Del Rio's up to 4th. They got the white flag coming out this time by. He might get 3rd before it's over.
The white flag out for the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Final time, lap traffic could become a factor here, but it doesn't appear it will. He'll dispose of that one with no harm and no foul. Down the back straightaway for the final time through 3 and off of 4. Your first main event winner. He won the first annual King of the Hill Limited Modified event, and he'll win the 3rd annual. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby to victory lane 2 weeks in a row here at his home track in Boothill. Well, for the 8th time in 2017 for the Marshall Texan, driving the race on Texas, PTS powered. Joel's Auto Sales, or JCT Auto Sales.
Cliff Tupper in the 23 car gets the runner-up spot, and Zach Clark's on his way to interview your first victory lane.
There he is, race fans. Give it up for the Marshall Texan, the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Derek, meet me on the side of the race car, my friend. You won this event in the limited modified division the first year, and we talked about it in Victor Lane, what a great crowd it was. It kind of brings you back to your childhood when you can race in front of all these folks here at your favorite racetrack. 2 in a row for you, my friend. 8 wins on the year and some big key accomplishments you wanted to knock off the bucket list. Winning over at Texas, what a year it's been.
Yeah, man, it's been great. Like you said, we started off really hot. We won 6 early. We went on about a 6 or 7 week winless streak with just bad luck, and that's part of it. I just got to thank everybody for sticking with me. Everybody over there in the pits, my dad, Paul, Brandon, McLeod's Towing, his Zoe and Landon, Megan, everybody that has a hand in this thing that just keeps me positive.
The initial start of this race, kind of a wild one. What were you thinking at that time? From my vantage point, thought you may have had damage and may not be able to continue. What were you thinking inside the race car?
Yeah, on that deal, I start the race. Whoever's on the outside jumped a little early, so I held my pace. The race started, it kind of went there, and whoever was behind me didn't give me much respect. I don't know who it was, but I'm okay with getting hit, but don't just stay in the gas and spin me out on a restart.
Brandon Ball got up to second at one point. Tupper ends up second, but no, Ball kind of pulled up to you, let him know, hey, I got a pretty good car tonight, and you guys have had some great races over the year. He was trying to snap a 3-year winless drought here at the Hill, so that had to be in the back of your mind. He's one of the best to do it here in this division.
Oh yeah, he's always fast. When you see him out there, you know he's going to have a fast car. I don't know if that was him that dove under me in 1 and 2 on one of the last restarts, but I knew the top line was good as long as I could stick it in there and just run right on that cushion, and that's what we did.
One more thing, since you're doing double duty tonight, all these race fans will get to see you race again. How do you feel with the factory stock? I know last night you had a little bit of a misfortune. If you'd like to talk a little bit more on that, you're more than welcome to do so, but how do you feel about how the factory stock's working? You went from 13th to 4th earlier in that C-main.
Yeah, we had some bad luck on the weight deal. You have to have 50 pounds in front of the motor. That's, I don't know. I'm just here driving. It is what it is. But we won't get back in there. We'll give me some water. We got a long way to go.
Absolutely. I was going to give you the opportunity to thank your sponsors, but hey, they'll all hear about it. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, the longtime racer here at the Hill. It's the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, getting your limited modified main event victory. Lights are going to go out for 20 laps of distance. Ronald Pilkington started from the front row with Sean Graham to the outside. The lights are going to go out. We are green from Boothill. Rollo got a good start and slid right up in front of the nose of the Triple X on the start. So Rollo's going to get the whole shot. He'll lead the herd off the exit of 2 down the max straightaway for the first time. Graham going to keep him honest down the max straightaway. Into turn number 3, Cowboy Blanchard holds on to the third. Lopez just drove it in deep in the turn number 3 to the inside of the 7-up of David Roy. Roy holds on. Off of 4, they come down the front boulevard. Here comes trouble. Oh, Sean Graham nearly hit the skidder tire there, and around goes Paul Lopez right in front of the field. That's a hard hit. Mayhem, and you got a Walmart in the Target parking lot. They're going to pass the helmet after the second B here. So the lights are out. Pilkington on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Cowboy Blanchard has had a good car all weekend long. He's never been able to come into this race not having a fight all the way from the tail, and there's some contact right there. Martin turned around facing the wrong direction. Bill, I think Cowboy Blanchard may have some problems. Thought I saw some smoke. The car was definitely slowing down there to the midpoint of the back straightaway into 3. But I can definitely say for certain that oftentimes I think something may be wrong. It ends up not being the case, but he lost the hair of momentum there for a moment. As Sean Graham takes a peek off of 4. This is getting good here, Bill.
Yeah, battle for 10th back there. You got Woodruff in the mix. 4, 3. I think Gene Boyder and Thomas Woodruff, and that they're 3 wide for the transfer spot right there.
The Winter Nationals winner. There's been 7. Look at that. They're 4 wide nearly, Bill.
Yeah, they're stacked in there in the 18 car. And Woodruff get together. Now 18 car stuck night. Look how that car's stuck on the inside of the racetrack there.
Jeff Hauser willing and dealing tonight.
4,
Look at
4. Yep, Gene
Jacob
Boyder's
Wilburn.
10th. He's in the middle of a 3 wide sandwich in the 10th position right now. Pork Chop Chamberlain running 9th. And Pork Chop getting under Brandon Puryear.
Puryear just got out of the groove.
How's that going to work out? Don't know yet, do we? They're still side by side off of 4. Now Gene Boyder thinking about making it 3 wide, and he's on the inside of Pork Chop Chamberlain.
As great as that battle is, Sean Graham's making it awfully tough for Ronald Pilkington out front.
Yeah,
but let's not forget, look at that battle right. Look at that. The 18, you called it a moment ago. That car is able to dig right around the bottom and make some hay. Jeff Hauser. House money for Hauser as the 88B kind of slowing up that outside line there, Bill. Brandon Puryear is now off the pace. You can tell that car not
fluid
steering.
On the racetrack again.
That cost the 66 of Jacob Wilburn, your Winter Nationals winner. Man, that cost the Highlands Texas racer Jacob Wilburn big, but he's going to try to fight back. Very impressive for Sean Graham to keep the 22 of Ronald Pilkington honest. David Roy still 3rd. 4th, it's Bubba Jones. In 5th, it's the 96 of Michael
That
Knighton.
18 is flying. Look at that. He's about to pass for the 7th spot now. Jeff Hauser is.
6th is Blanchard. 7th is Hauser around the hub. Actually, 8th, it's Gore. Gore and the 18 do battle there for 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th, Pork Chop's right there in the 10th spot doing battle with the 2 of Woodruff. Gene Boyder in 11th.
We are working on our halfway lap right now. 10 down, 10 to go.
Michael Knighton's finding some hay
Been
up
a good
top.
one so far. Yeah, Michael got a good run way up there in the cushion.
Last night, Bill, he dominated the second round of heat and won it by a straightaway. He was the only driver I saw dominate a heat by that margin. As the top 3 have separated themselves, they are nose to tail right now. That trio, the 7-up, the Triple X, and the 22.
And Thomas Woodruff just put Pork Chop Chamberlain back on the bubble there as Woodruff is 9th, Chamberlain 10th, and Boyder 11th. Rollo kind of... Look at Dave Roy getting the inside of Sean Graham. Good 3-car battle up front. Michael Knight running his own line around the racetrack.
I think Michael Knighton absolutely may have the best car on the track right now. He may be turning the best laps, but the problem is he's got a lot of ground to pick up between he and himself and that trio up in front of him. If he gets a caution, though, he may be pinned on the bottom. If he gets that outside line, if he does get a caution, he could be a major factor here as we close down the laps in this B main event. As he walked and marched right to the outside of the 21 of Jones to put him in his hip pocket. Jacob Wilburn's really risen to the occasion here and picking up a few cars over this last 3 or 4 lap green flag run. So your top 3 still separated. 4th, it's Knighton. 5th,
Oh,
Jones.
and Bo Perry just got into Gene Boyder and turned them both around. Gene's going to keep his foot, keep the 8 car moving, though. What's that?
Scotty Hushelpeck is something about this race from the first annual event that Full Throttle won. Hushelpeck felt like he left one on the table, so you know he wants to make it in. He's only just a few spots out to transfer. When you got 50 laps later on, Bill, anything can happen. We'll see what happens to Michael Knighton here on this restart as Jones is going to re-inherit that or retake that spot, and they make a little bit of contact there. Here comes David Roy, making 7 up his to the outside of the Triple X. Sean Graham wants nothing of it. He'll fight back to his inside. David Roy. Sean Graham door to door. And David Roy going to push the 22 down the front boulevard. What a weekend for the Shreveport native David Roy to this point. I mean, holy smokes, Rob Roy has got to be fist pumping and
Boy, look at the
fired
battle
up.
for 10th right now. They're like 3 or 4 of them stacked up in there.
This is absolutely fantastic racing all over this Boothill Speedway right now. What more can you ask for? And
Scott Hushelpeck has raced his way into the 10th and final transfer spot, but just barely over Jason Gore.
just as we went green, before we went green, it said Hushelpeck felt like he left something on the table here when he led 33 laps here a few years
contact
ago.
there, and here comes Gore on the inside.
He about ended up at Horseshoe Casino on that one.
Door to door down the front straightaway. If it was scored that lap, it'd be Hushelpeck by a bumper.
Look at this. David Roy going to take a peek to the inside. This is for the pole position tonight, and this will be 2 laps to go this time by. Will 7 Up rise to the occasion and sit on the pole here at his home racetrack for $7,000 a night. Wouldn't that be interesting if 7 Up could win $7 grand? Sean Graham wants that bridesmaid spot back, but he's got his work cut out. Hauser's up to 5th, and there it is.
They just took 2 to go, and we got 3 cars stacked up. Thomas Woodruff, I think, is one of them. We'll find out in about 2 more laps.
Pick your favorite car, pick your favorite color. Who's it going to be, race fans? A little cat and mouse there on the restart. David Roy gets a solid restart, but Graham much
got into
better
a tire.
on the
Bubba
outside.
Jones got into
Bubba
one of the
Jones.
infield tires.
Bubba Jones just faded.
He's still inside the top 10, but just barely.
Oh, man. Bubba Jones, who was sitting 5th, maybe a victim of not even making this show.
Moment.
Hushelpeck right there, the white flag waves.
White flag, here we go. This is it.
Pilkington's led every lap, but he's had to earn every single stripe in this one.
Brandon Brown and Scotty Hushelpeck are battling for the final transfer spot. Wilburn's there. They're 3 wide for 10th.
God, that is 3 great races for that final spot. Pilkington's going to win it off of turn number 4. The battle for transfer, they're 3 wide off of 4. Who's it going to be? Bill Kitchen coming to the line from that top side.
Wilburn.
66. Wilburn got it.
There you go.
Josh Greenwald there in the 27, who's had a stellar weekend all weekend long. The lights are going to go out for 20 more laps to find who sits on the outside row, Bill. And we're underway. They are literally neck and neck, a pair of Hooks Texans who have raced a lot door to door over at the Timberline Speedway. And they're still neck and neck. Whitehead, a 3-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. Look at this. They're 4 wide down the back straightaway. Look at this. They are going to go 4 wide.
Look at that station wagon running up next to the wall. There's Taylor Carver on the move, and we got a spinner. And our spinner collects 3 cars there in turn 4.
That's lights are out here at the hill. And your second B main, Justin Whitehead, door to door, the pair of Hooks Texas racers. Whitehead, the 6-time Cajun Classic winners on the loud pedal, were underway. Whitehead is the only repeat factory stock main event winner this season.
Well, that was a bad
As
corner
we've
for
had
Robnet.
7 different factory stock winners in 9 events coming into this one. This is our 10th event of the 2017 season, and Whitehead's going to lead lap 1 off of 4, but here comes Oaks. Craig Oaks, who has a knack for finding his way to the front in these big races. They're 3 wide back there for 5th, Bill down the back straightaway. Whitehead out front setting a tour pace. Oaks still second. Third, it's Jody Prince side by side for 4th and 5th. Chris Hennigan, the 1R of Robinette, Stoutland, Missouri's Tim Brown, the Billy Mazzell. And, oh, some contact there in the midpoint of 3 and 4. That's Ryan Burke. For the time that Ryan Burke sat out from behind the wheel, man, you can't say anything negative about his performance this weekend.
No, he's doing great. He's running about 7th place there, 8th place. Got to stay inside that top 10 so you can advance into the big money race.
The fact that
they're 3 wide off of 4, and then the 1H car, is that Jared Herring?
That's Jared Herring.
That's Jared Herring.
And Carver took major advantage and worked at a caution.
He moves into the top 10. I think we got a problem down here in turn 1, so we're going to go to his outside.
Lights are out.
We'll find out here when they come back around the front straightaway. Why don't we here? Well, that's Jared Herring in the other 1 car. So you get the 1 star and a 1H side by side for transfer.
So 6 time leads them in the 1 and 2.
And defending champion Taylor Carver trying to break into the top 10. 2-time TMS winner. Reminded me of that earlier tonight. So that station wagon knows how to get it done.
It's one thing we talked about earlier when he dropped me off at the front straightaway. I said you won Texas back-to-back. Well, it says you can't win this one back-to-back. He'll have his work cut out. Look at Ryan Burke making it 3 and nearly 4 wide there, Bill, in a 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're jumbled up, coming off of 2 up there. Still 3 wide, diving into
Bubba McKeecher.
Oh, and Mazzell got turned around in that mess.
This all started, and McKeecher gave a shot there to the tail tank, I believe, of the 1R of Robinette. And it knocked him a little cattywampus, which, in result, put him into the 50 of Mazzell and around the 50 width. I don't believe it was anything obviously intentional. It's just hard.
There's a lot of good cars outside that top 10, so here we go. 15 more to go.
No matter what happens at this point, what an impressive run for Ryan Burke this weekend after sitting out from behind the wheel for quite some time. Needs to be commended for what he's done to this point, as he'll pick up 1 spot here on the restart. And trying to go 3 wide there off the exit of 2. Who said I was washed up? But here we go, folks. We're 6-time Cajun Classic champion on the front row of this one. Oh, it's a wild restart.
Wow. Cody Myers got a cut tire, and he was running in the 10th spot, so Cody Myers in trouble. I think he's going to bring out a caution.
Grigsby.
Oh, and unbelievably, Craig Oakes spins. Tim Brown spins.
And he showed that Duke can will. So Winnigan Chris Hennigan will restart in the 5th spot. Sorry, the 4th spot as the 25 of Bubba McKeeter to the outside. The lights are out. We're back underway. Craig Oakes to the inside of Jody Prince off the exit on the restart down the back straightaway. Ryan Burke trying to find something way up top. And look at Ryan Burke drive that car deep into turn number 3 and 34 JR. Making hay is the Keithville native. He's feeling it. Ryan Burke trying to live up to the Ryan Burke status that we've seen him dominate back in the early part of the 2010s and from 2008 to about 2012. He's looking good tonight. Off of 4. Jody Prince side by side with Oakes. How about Bubba McKeecher? The hero in the 0 coming in here with some confidence, and he's looking stellar. Down the back straightaway, Justin Whitehead separating himself. Chris Hennigan to the inside of Burke through 3 and 4. They're door to door all the way back to 10th. I believe Cody Tupper so the 2011 Cajun Classic winner, Doug Vick Jr. in the 10th and final transfer spot right now. Look at that 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Doug Vick Jr. is the 10th and final person there, and Cody Tupper trying to get around him. Lee Patton also involved in that battle back there.
How about Ryan Burke, man? Goodness gracious. He shot out of a cannon on that restart. Here comes the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby, he's thrown his hat into the ring, become a player, but look at the 6-time Classic champ. He is just gone with the wind out front.
McEachern has been staying side by side with Jody Prince for the last several laps. Now they get in line.
Nonetheless, impressive what's going on here, man. This racetrack is racy top to bottom. You find a groove, pick it, stick it,
Derek Grigsby just took over 6th. Remember, he came out of a B-main win, did he not?
This guy here is on his own zip code.
Yeah.
We'll worry about what's going on behind him.
It's like a different show up there. We're just going to watch these guys from second on back.
He'll be tough from that outside
Justin
row.
Whitehead dominating this race.
So right now it's Jody Prince in second. Bill, here comes Bubba McEachern. This kid.
Chris Hennigan going backwards big time in 21B
Oh, he's
car.
broke. That's why. Hennigan's broke. Stick a fork in Chris Hennigan's night. He's done.
21B
Unfortunate.
in the water at the moment.
So Chris Hennigan is going to have to rely to live up to his moniker in his modified. Oh no, and Ryan Burke I think just went up in smoke. Somebody just showed a lot of smoke.
That's Cody Tupper that's smoking there in the 23 car.
Burke lost a lot of ground
tire rub or something because he's been doing that for a while.
Burke lost a lot of ground. Something just seemed like it went foul there for about a quarter of a lap, and he lost 3 spots.
And it's still Vic on the bubble. Ryan's right in front of him though.
Meanwhile, Justin Whitehead doing what he does, but something that he hasn't really done here at Boothill in a while, and that's separate himself by this margin. Jared Herring, like he did here 2 weeks ago, as he's meticulously worked his way up to the front. I don't think he's touched anyone this entire race.
Yeah, he's staying clean.
Smooth as silk is Jared Herring from Vidor, Texas. Now, there's another great driver from Vidor by the name of John O. Whittington, who's won some races here. I saw Mr. Ed Reinhardt earlier, by the way.
Oh, good.
Anyway, look at Jared Herring. He's going to peek to the inside for second, and Jody Prince can't get the job done.
Look at this battle. Herring just nice and smooth on the bottom of the racetrack. Got by McEachern. Now he's trying to do the same thing to Jody Prince. And Jared Herring has got a good race car, folks.
White flag out for Whitehead.
Tough break for Myers. He's headed for the pits.
Look at that. Herring just slid right up in front of the Sibley racer, Jody Prince. He's got second. That's huge right there, Bill. That pass is... That's a margin of starting 6th or starting 4th.
Cody, finally, all that smoking car, Cody Tupper, is off the racetrack.
Whitehead's going to win it. Second, if he can hold on, we'll go to the Vidor Texan.
Great.
Third goes to Jody Prince. 4th will go to Bubba McEachern. 5th goes to Oaks. 6th goes to Derek Grigsby. 7th to the 11 of Bowden. 8th to the 4 of Vic Jr. 9th to Patton, and it looks like 10th was the 14th, if I'm not mistaken.
Taylor Carver. The line is long up here. I haven't taken a look at it in a while, but if it's a long line at the concession stand, you can go down to the souvenir stand. They had some cold drinks for sale down there. It's like you're loading a cannon down there. Woo!
I just want to see how far I would shoot.
Good.
Folks, I'm sorry. We're trying to I'm going to put it back in his hands so I don't feel guilty about it. I just wanted to shoot it once. Thanks for letting me shoot it twice. Don't forget the mini wedge cart. These youngsters right here, the future of our sport out here. As I've got these $5 offs for dirt track junkies as well. I'll draw for that. Yeah. You want to draw a ticket for me, buddy? Hey, the t-shirts are coming. I want y'all to be sure y'all are paying attention to that. I'd like you to keep your eyes on the track as well, but I don't want you to get broadsided by one.
Brittany String.
Well, hey, Boothill Speedway, give it up for your mini wedge kart winner tonight, the 01. I'm going to let him tell you what his name is in just a second, because I haven't seen him here all year long. Definitely earned this victory tonight, young man. First of all, tell all the race fans what your name is, how old you are, buddy.
Blake Spear, and I'm 10.
Blake Spear, where are you from, bud?
Around Houston.
Around Houston. How many times have you raced this little mini wedge kart?
Never.
Never. I'll tell you, you came in here tonight. Dustin Hennigan is tops. He's one of the best to do it in this class. He's got 8 wins at 4 different tracks this year. It'll make you feel pretty good to know you beat one of the best in this class tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Dustin, come over and shake your hand. That was a pretty good race between you two guys. I'm sure in the future we'll see you guys racing a lot.
Thanks.
Anybody you want to thank, young man, that got you out here?
My dad. Dustin. Everyone who's helped on the car to get it ready.
You said Blake Spears. So your name is Blake Spears? Yeah. I was making sure. The name is Blake Spears, folks, all the way from Houston, Texas, to race a mini wedge kart tonight. Folks, this is the future of your sport. Boothill Speedway, please give these youngsters a big round of applause. Your runner-up finisher tonight out of Marshall, Texas, the 4th generation racer, Dustin Hennigan out of Marshall. Dustin, the second time that you finished second at Boothill this year, and this young man, he came up and gave you a run for your trophy tonight.
He was pretty fast.
He was fast. You were fast too. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't, but doesn't seem like you're disappointed with a second tonight. You gave it everything you had.
Yes, sir.
Who would you like to thank for getting you out here, buddy?
My mom, dad, granny, and pops, and everybody else that helps, and my sister.
You been playing any other sports lately? Baseball, anything been going on aside from this during the week?
No, sir.
Not lately? All right, man. Well, awesome run tonight.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Dustin Hennigan, second tonight here at Boothill. Wyatt Hollins, ladies and gentlemen, comes home third in the mini wedge karts. Wyatt, where are you from, bud? How old are you?
7, Cleveland.
Cleveland, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Cleveland, Texas. Who talked you into coming up here?
My dad.
Did you drive up here yourself?
No.
I know. I'm just picking. Hey, awesome run, though. Did you have a lot of fun?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the track?
I liked it.
What about all these awesome race fans here tonight that get to see you racing in front of all of them before we get into these big shows, the big main events, and you guys are featured right here in front of all these great race fans? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Doug Vick Jr., the 5-time track champion, going to smash the loud pedal. We're underway for 20 laps for $1,000. Off in the turn 1 to settle the score for the first time. They're going to go 1 by 2 by 2 by 1. Here comes the 27 of Mike Washburn. Washburn going to try to take over the second spot from the big show. Eric Norris, he will. Washburn and Eric Norris side by side down the back straightaway. Whatever Mike Washburn has hit on over the last several weeks, he's hit it, and he's hit it good, because he is rolling and digging around his home racetrack tonight in 27. So a blanket over your top 3 right now. Back and forth, it's Ronnie Long. The 3 wide back there with Billy Robinson. 3 different lanes wide there. Here comes Mikey Mike, and the caution waves. Well, you were here last week, Bill, to see the 27 of Washburn get a big victory. And this week before that, he won his first one here in quite some time. He's going to try to get the hat trick, if you will, a hockey term, or the trifecta. He's going to have to still one away from Vic Jr., who's been a staple and one of the hardest to beat in this class. Take a look at that. Billy Robinson just got around the 15Ls. They go 3 wide there. Ronnie Long bobbled big down the front straightaway. Washburn all over. Smelling the tail tank of the 4. Vic Jr. for the top spot here.
They better get on the ball because that 0-1's coming.
It's interesting how this class has kind of changed with a pair of several different dominant drivers. When this class first started, Steve Crane, remember him winning 5 in a row?
Yep.
And that's back in 2010. And then you think about what Billy Robinson did for quite some time. Skeet Amundsen showed up and won quite a few for a little bit. And Jeffrey Bechet winning.
Mike Morris.
Yeah, there you go. That's a name right there I probably wouldn't have thought of. Good nugget. But Doug Vick Jr., when we added this class at Boothill in 2015, he won 9 races that year. And last year, Jeffrey Bechet had the best year in his entire career.
Yeah.
And lately, it's been tough for. I mean, look where Bechet's running right now, and that's not to point out that he's having a bad run. It's just not really indicative of how he's performed in this division.
Seeing him racing up towards the front.
But the cream will eventually rise.
Caution on the Speedway.
Is not going to be long around the corner, folks. So thank y'all for hanging out with us to this point. It's going to be a lot of fun to find out who wins this one. Mike Washburn trying to win 3 in a row. Vic Jr. has other plans. Here we go. Bradley Barnes loops the 30, but no problem, no foul. Strolls and rolls the number 30 machine for the Benton Racer. Here comes Robinson. Billy's AC, the Pilot Travel Center Sunoco Fuel 01's putting the pedal to the metal. Billy said that he wasn't even sure he'd race this weekend, and now the caution waves. Living up and bringing some really good racing. You know, Mike Washburn's confident right now, too. He said, Zach, I'll see you on the front straightaway tomorrow. That's not being boastful, Mike. He's just got confidence. And when's the last time Mike's been able to come to the racetrack and say that, hey, we might be able to stay clean and green. Had that other car not piled into the tail, he may have guessed. So your opening night winner in the Pro Mod class was B.J. Robinson. They're 3 wide there on the restart. Here comes Billy, and they're still 3 wide down the back straight, but oh, my stars is right. They got all kind of carnage into 1 and 2. Cornbread
involved in that one. I'm just watching him try to. Billy does not want to restart single file. He wants to restart double file. I think he just finally figured out it's a.
Well, he'll let the cat out of the bag either way. Here we go.
Yeah. He's going to make it double file sooner or later anyhow, huh? But all is good. They've gotten restarted. Vic, Washburn, Robinson, Graham, and it looks like Mark Barnes and Jeffrey Bechet going at it for 5th.
So back on July the 15th, Mike Washburn, the start of this, hopefully for him, a three-race win streak. It was the driver to the 4-car, Vic Jr., that he turned back from Victor Lane that started this streak. Vic Jr. said, I've had enough of chasing that 27 spoiler. And Vic Jr. once again last weekend, Bill, chasing the tail feather of the 27. This week the roles have been reversed. 27 stalking and hawking the tire tracks of the 4 Vic Jr. He's looking for his third win here this year, while the driver 27 is looking for his third consecutive victory. Who's going to get their third first or their third straight? That is the question. And interestingly enough, the car in third right now, Robinson's won here twice this year, and BJ's driven that car, so that car's went to victory lane 3 times here this year.
Robert Graham's been running really good in this class here lately. He's putting the heat on Billy Robinson for third.
Remember, he won one at Arklatex earlier this year.
Sure did.
I think Mike Washburn may find something.
He won a heat race last week when we were here. So.
Graham was fourth in the main event last Saturday night. Mark Barnes third. Vic Jr. once again was second. Washburn's victory. Mike Washburn trying everything on that outside. That's where he's made his hay on those previous victories here. He's not let Vic Jr. out of his crosshairs for the entirety of this one. We're winding down the laps. And he drove it really deep there. Vic knows he's there. 2 laps to go this time, shown from flagman Keith Parker. If Mike is going to go, he's got to go now. And lap traffic may become a factor with the 9 up there as the white flag waves. Can Mike Washburn make a bonsai move? He wants a victory for the 3rd straight week in a bad way. But he's going to have to put that Arklatex sheet metal and welding number 27 all the way to the brim of the Boothill Speedway. The lap traffic could become a major factor here, Bill. Off of 4, the 4 car. Not going to bottle him up. Doug Vic Jr. for the 3rd time back in Victor Lane here at Boothill. Up top, ready to climb out of the roof. Give it up, Boothill, for Doug Vic Jr. in 4. Well, your 3rd victory here this year, and you had to turn back old Mike Washburn, who was trying to get his 3rd straight. And you've been chasing that 27 car these last 2 weeks, Doug. How's it feel to cash in and turn Mike down? I know you don't want to turn him down, but hey, it's good to get back into Victor Lane, isn't it, my friend?
I'm glad we finally got him. We've been working on it every week and had stuff going wrong with it. We finally got it all lined out, and tonight it ran pretty good. But earlier this year I won a race and I didn't get to thank him. I want to thank Alan Poindexter. He loaned me his motor. I think the last 1,000-win race here we won with his, and I got to thank my dad, my brother Hank, Alan, Cameron, Chad, Big Show, Joe, Stormy, everybody that helps me.
These cars are getting racer and racer every time they hit the track, no matter where it's at. I think Mike may come up here and shake your hand, so I'll let you do that real quick. Great race, Mike. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You guys have a lot of respect for one another.
Oh, yeah, up front, we run a really clean race every week. It's a whole lot of fun racing with them.
You think that you had that one in the bag as long as you hit your marks? I know you felt the pressure from 27.
I was tiptoeing the whole time, to be honest. I thought I was about to go around at any second.
You're going to go 50 more here and race after the next one. I got the non-qualifier deal coming up. But how you feel about the 4 car, the other 4 car, rather?
It was pretty good earlier. We were just kind of held up. We've been working on it, too, and it's getting better and better. But we started way back there, and we got a long ways to go. I think we can get up there.
Best of luck to you tonight, Doug. I'll give you an opportunity to thank everybody that you may have not thanked a moment ago.
I thank my dad, Stormy, Wayne, Big Show, Joe, Alan, Cameron, Chad, everybody that helps me on it. We have a whole... just a buttload of people with us that help. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't make it out here.
Congratulations. We'll get back into Victor Lane here at this legendary quarter-mile oval, bud.
And I got to thank Ricky Burke, too, for putting on a good race. Tonight's a pretty good show.
He's doing a great job here, isn't he?
He sure is.
Absolutely. Give it up for him, folks, from Louisiana, Doug Vic Jr. and Victor Lane in your Pro Mod main event tonight. 16 years. He was 16 years old at the time in a limited modified. Ran down Derek Grigsby and beat him. Won his first ever limited race here. That was back in 2012. He sits second right now in the World of Outlaw Series points. That's pretty impressive for the new Waverly Texan. Young man is only 20 years old. Lights are out. We are back underway. Here comes Bo Perry back to the inside for the race lead. Bo Perry won here on July the 1st. BJ Cook trying to get his first win here in quite some time. Off of 4, they're going to go door to door for the race lead. Ryan Burke up to 3rd and 34 JR. Looks like the outside line momentum's paying the advantage of the 43J of Cook, who will continue to hold on to the top spot in the Barton Glass Cook Embroidery 43J. It'll be 2 laps to go this time by at the flag stand for 43J. Bo Perry going to drive it in deep into 1 and 2 to his inside. Can't quite pull. There he comes. He gets bite off the exit of 2. He's going to dig into 3. They're going to go side by side for the race lead into turn number 3. The white flag's going to come out this time by at the flag stand. One more quarter-mile trip when they cross the flag stand, and it's going to be a good one. Hey, cross your fingers, cross your toes. This is what we get for 7,000 and the race that's coming up next. Because if it's like this, we're all going to be up on our feet. And liable to be an earthquake in Greenwood tonight for the final time in the 3. BJ Cook doesn't want to give it up. Bo Perry says, I want it all. Off of 4, give the win to Bo Perry by half a car length. What a race. And they're ready to rock. The gun is cocked. Kick the tires like the fires. Starting inside of row number 4 of the B&B Automotive Wild Child chassis number 18. That'll be Jeff Hauser out of Crowley, Texas. From Houghton, Louisiana, driving the Turnage Motorsports Laser Race Car PTS Power number 25. From Houghton, Louisiana, that'll be Bubba McEachern. From Belton, Texas, the former Dustin Duncan Memorial Champion, driving the Outlaw Chassis Best Engine Power number 21, that'll be Jason Gore. Outside, driving the Express Chassis, Outlaw Chassis number 15 for Big Bird this weekend, it's Craig Oakes. We're ready to go. The Marshall Missile in B1, Pork Chop, Kenneth Chamberlain, 50 laps to distance, $7,000 on the line. And we are green and clean off of 4. The 7,000 to win 3rd annual King of the Hill is underway here from the Boothill Speedway. Who's it gonna be tonight? Rollo gonna drive it in deep to the inside. Whitehead gonna separate himself on the start. Here comes David Roy to the inside of the 22 there for the 2nd spot. David Roy gonna drive it in deep here as they try to go 3 different lanes wide. How about that? Rollo stuck it to the inside there off of turn number 4. Herring trying to make it interesting here on the start as well down the front boulevard. The 20 may have did win the draw in, as right now they're 3 wide for 3rd. Momentarily, Herring way up top on the outside where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. Down the front straightaway, Ronald Pilkington still holds on to 2nd. Pilkington still with 2nd, but David Roy, he must have drank all the cherry 7-Up he's got, because he's got blood in his veins right now. Into 3, 7-Up. And one of his best runs all year long. He's only raced about 6 or 7 times. Off the 4, 7-Up trying all over Rollo. The 6-time Cajun Cruiser Classic champion Justin Whitehead is starting to run away and hide here in the early going, as it should be 5 laps in next time by. Herring back and forth. David Roy still giving hell to the Marshall Texan Pilkington. David Roy trying back the caution waves. Cowboy Blanchard has some damage. He's in the mix. There's a lot of laps yet to set the score. 44 to go. Here we go. Oh, and driving up David Roy up the hills of 22 on the restart. But David Roy, he's got the Schwann's fire suit on, and he's ready to let it eat. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. Ronald Pilkington and David Roy in the 7-Up going to go side by side. Meanwhile, they're letting Whitehead get out front by about... Oh, and around goes Pilkington. Pilkington got a shot in the shorts there, it appeared. Oh, boy. Jody Prince. How many Jody Prince fans are here tonight? How about JP at a Sibley? He's got something up his sleeve. We'll find out. David Roy got something. Here we go. Boy, oh, boy. and a major chain of events here at the Hill. It's another thrill at the Hill. Jody Prince washes up the racetrack down the back straightaway. Jeff Hauser may be the fly right now in the ointment. He is going to go 3 wide there and dispose of Graham and pick to the inside of the Tempe of Prince. As David Roy has his hands full sawing on the wheel. Jeff Hauser on a crawly, just drove it in deep, and he's going to lose the handle. Jeff Hauser lost the handle. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh my. The battle for second. It's heating up at Boothill. 7,000 on the line, and they're letting Justin Whitehead run out in front all in his lonesome. Sean Graham trying to work to the inside now with Jody Prince there. Hey, and don't look now. Guess who's in 4th? The Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby's in 4th. Sorry, 5th. Oh, David Roy's done. He's off the pace. The 7-Up is done. Stick a fork in 7-Up. He's had ice in his veins all night long. Tough break for the Shreveport native, David Roy. What a performance. He should be commended for this effort. Contact there through 3 and 4. Sean Graham's going to take over the second spot off of turn number 4. Making contact with his good friend Jody Prince down the front straightaway into 1. After Sean Graham finished 5th here last week, he said, I got to find some speed. Jody Prince pulls all the way to the left rear quarter, shows him some love though, as Justin Whitehead is setting his own torrid pace out front, blistering his competition right now. Graham now receiving some pressure. And the caution is out. Whitehead was within a victory here earlier this year and got a tire rolled off the right rear. It's not over. Contact there with Graham and Prince on the restart again. Prince and Sean Graham making all kinds of contact there on the front straightaway. I imagine nothing intentional. Those guys will continue to race it out down the back chute. So Prince fades to 3rd, Whitehead, and Graham still 2nd. Grigsby going to try to test some waters to the outside and Dom in the corner and trying to the inside of Prince here. Here comes the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby trying to get a run to the back bumper into turn number 3. Grigsby going to drop to the low side to the inside of the Tempe of Prince. Can't find anything there. Gort in the 5th. Oh, Sean Graham's done. He's off the pace. Trouble for trouble. Tough break for Sean Graham. So trouble strikes for the driver that goes by the nickname of Trouble. I never speak bad luck on any driver, and I don't say that for Whitehead, but I will say this, Bill, that he's had oh, my goodness gracious. Bubba McEachern got turned sideways there on the restart, and I thought I was about to stack up the entire field for 4th on back. There was about 5 car lengths there, as you can see, separated there from the battle that's going on between Grigsby and the Tempe of Prince. And that was able to sort itself out. Surprisingly, nobody wrecked out there. Very impressive run tonight for Derek Grigsby at a car he's never sat it in his career. And don't you think that Derek Grigsby wants to run in here and steal one away from 36J? I think the same could be said for any driver in this race. Going to give it all they got. What a run for McEachern. He sits right in the spot that he finished the main event in last Saturday night here at the Hill on a regular dirt track night. Gore is back in the 5th spot. Doug Vick Jr., who just won your Pro Mod race, he said he had a long way to go in Victor Lane, and he finds himself sitting up in the 6th spot in car 4. So Jody Prince now separating himself from Derek Grigsby. Justin, and debris flying right there. Well, it'll be win 136 if he could capture $7 grand tonight since 2012. That is a stat that is in its own class. And that was a good restart. Prince got all the way to the tail tank, and there goes Bubba McEachern's great run. Goodness gracious, tough break for Bubba McEachern.
Okay, Jeff Hauser and Bubba McEachern have a disagreement
now.
as to what's been going on the racetrack.
Well, I'll tell you what, that might not be good news.
It's never good news.
Yeah, hey, if you're not a race official or anybody, y'all please do not come onto the racetrack. Y'all already know. Just before I even have to tell you, or shouldn't have to tell you, y'all hold back. Well, here's some. Bubba's obviously frustrated.
Okay, is it gonna be Black Flag or is it him? What's his off about?
Well, race fans, what a run this weekend for the driver at a hot and Bubba McEachern. Like I said, it's not going to end in the fashion that he would like, but that's what you expect. Tempers are going to. So Justin Whitehead, the 6-time Classic winner, the 2-time TMS World Dirt Track champ. Back underway here at the hill. Derek Grigsby could be the first driver to sweep this event in both the limited, and he'll go to second. And he's got his crosshairs to the back of that 36J. Here comes the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby going to try to work his way to the tail tank of the 36J to settle the score for $7,000. David Roy had a mishap tonight, and it'll be up to the Marshall Texan to hunt down the Spencer & Son Timber Foam Pros. RaceOnTexas.com, Saints Ford 36J. Derek Grigsby is going to wheel it. He's going to deal it. He's going to give it everything he has got. Cookington calls it quits. He pulls it down to the infield. The first time in this race, Whitehead separating himself, but Derek Grigsby is somewhat keeping it honest right now. Expect Grigsby to stalk his tire tracks and try to reel him in and get there. Do I even need to answer the question if Derek Grigsby is able to get to the back bumper of 36J for a $7,000 move for a $4,500 separation? He would definitely pull that trigger. Don't want to see anyone get wrecked, but he would send some fireworks here in Greenwood tonight. But he has got to get back to the back bumper of the 36J to make it happen. Whitehead is undoubtedly the class of the field tonight, like he has been over the last 5 years. He is going to have to make several mistakes and lose his calm, cool-headed collectiveness. And he has not done that. He has not yet been rattled. And, well, let's be honest, he's doing what Justin Whitehead has done since he was 15 years old. Cool, calm, no mistakes. He's got the Top Gun anthem playing in the head. The way that car is just able to steer right there to the center of the corner and drive off the exit is remarkable. Each and every one of the drivers who made this main event tonight are the most talented factory stock drivers in the region. There's no doubt about it. There's no dispute of it. The guy who happens to be out front has just been the one who has separated himself and dominated. And he's doing what 36J does. And that is march his way from one of the best here at his home racetrack, Derek Grigsby, driving the car for the first time in his career. We are only 25 laps scored, 25 laps to go. 25 scored, 25 to go. If you don't think there's still 25 to go, you're wrong. 24 and a half laps to go now. Plenty of time, race fans. Plenty of time. Derek Grigsby going to try to keep the Tempe of Jody Prince at bay. Whitehead very good at not overusing his equipment, just like how smooth he is to the center of the corner off of 4. Same can be said for Grigsby. They know they don't want to drive the wheels off of these cars. They want to have something there for the latter part of this race. But with how it's gone to this point with so many cautions, with the 4 or 5 different cautions. It's hard to tell if you need to hold on or save anything. Is Grigsby inching closer? That is the question. Is the Marshall Missile getting closer, or is Justin Whitehead trying to switch up his line? Grigsby is getting a little bit closer, and there's your caution. Looking much different. So what do you think, race fans? Does Justin Whitehead have him to hold him off for 23 more? How about the Marshall Missile? What about JP or Vic Jr.? Here we go on the restart. Grigsby timed his restart perfect. He's all over the back deck lid here on the restart. Grigsby is there. He's gonna knock on the back door like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth. Hello, I'm here. Grigsby gonna sell it off deep into the bottom of the 3 and 4. Hello, Whitehead, how you doing? Not able to get there though. Whitehead separates himself by 2 car lengths at the flag stand. Grigsby keeping him a little bit more honest with the drive off for 36 days. The separation right now and the preparation prior to this race. But Grigsby's going to drop the wheels off that B1 tonight. What does he have to lose? Absolutely nothing. This is going to be a lot of fun. Derek Grigsby is not letting 36J out of his crosshairs this time. They're all stuck, hugged right around the hub. Down the front straightaway, back into turn number 1. Into turn number 3. Justin Whitehead knows who's nipping at his heels. Or know who may be second. And he does not want to give any driver the opportunity to give him a bump and run late in the going of this race. It's like I said, a $4,500 separation between first and second is a major margin. As we tick and as tick-tock goes the race clock as we line the laps down here in your 3rd annual 7,000 win King of the Hill main event here at the legendary quarter-mile oval off of exit 3 here in Greenwood. Contact there off of 4. Jacob Wilburn and Jason Gore making all kinds of contact, and a retaliation coming into 1 right now. Jason Gore about to give a shot in the shorts of the 66 maybe. Kenneth Chamberlain going to look to take advantage. Grigsby starting to lose some ground on 36J. Justin Whitehead, just so smooth, and the way he can rock it off the exit of corner number 2 and 4 is the separation right now. Grigsby is a little bit tick better than Jody Prince, but not able to really dominate his car off the corner and really stalk the tire tracks of Whitehead. So he's got the winningest factory stock driver out of Hooks, Texas. He's looking for a career win, or win 136 just over the last 5 years, or since 2012 tonight. One of the winningest all-time drivers here at Boothill Speedway. Or undoubtedly over the last 7 years, Derek Grigsby here in second. Jody Prince, who's won 3 of his super late model races here, and his 8th career of the 8 that he's won, rides 3rd. The former Cajun Classic winner, Doug Vick Jr. in 4th. Jacob Wilburn, your Winter Nationals winner, is up to 5th. There are 4 different chassis brands and manufacturers in your top 4 right now. A pair of best engines underneath the hood of the B1 for Grigsby, and of course your race leader. PTS power plant underneath the hood built by McLemore underneath the hood of Jody Prince. I believe a Jeff Bates power plant's underneath the hood for Doug Vick Jr. A best engine underneath the hood for the 66, and Grigsby's getting a little bit closer now. Grigsby knows he's got to drive that sucker as deep as he can drive it right now. Maybe the switch just went off in the head of the Marshall Texan. Derek Grigsby's there. Here comes the Marshall Missile. Oh, boy. Oh, Justin Whitehead's off the pace. Whitehead to the Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, my. The 6-time Cajun Classic champion just went to the Heartbreak Hotel, and the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, is going to take over the top spot. The B1. He won the Fall Southern Showdown at Sabine Motor Speedway. It was a $1,500 victory down at Sabine several years ago when he started 22nd. He's won the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship here in the factory stock. He went toe-to-toe, tooth and nail with Ryan Burke in the 2010 running of the Cajun Classic. But this would be the largest and biggest paying win of his career if he can hold on. Jody Prince is going to have to do what he can do to reel him in. But if we get a caution, it's still anybody's race. You certainly hate to see that for Justin Whitehead. Whitehead, who drove a flawless race tonight. Not sure what happened to him. And you have to feel a little bit of remorse, undoubtedly, for driver 36J after he had the car to beat. But you could see that Grigsby was reeling him in. And something goes foul on 36J. It seems that the Boothill bad luck has bit 36J once again when the big money is on the line. 5 laps to go. Derek Grigsby. It looks like 5 laps is separated between the Marshall Missile and the $7,000 payday right now. Driving a car he's never driven prior to this weekend for Joel Ball. Stakes off Heath Wilson has wheeled this car to many victories in the great state of Louisiana, but never for a payday of this magnitude. But Grigsby still got to hold on for the final few circuits. What just happened to Whitehead could happen to Grigsby. It could happen to anyone. But Grigsby, no rearview mirrors, no spotters, nobody to tell him how out front he is right now. Race fans, do not go anywhere. I want this driver to be able to relish this victory, because what an overdue victory, as he'll come this time to the white flag for the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Final time in the turn number 1. What a performance tonight. He kept 36J honest, and he drove his way all the way from 14th in the B. Final time in the turn number 3. One of the best to ever do it out of Marshall, Texas. The former Astros 29th overall pick. The Marshall Missile breaks through the victory lane at ABC Auto Parts victory lane and sweeps the night here at Boothill. What do you say about this one, my friend? And maybe one of the most improbable wins of your career. You had a very improbable one down at Sabine several years ago when you won that showdown victory worth $1,500. This is the largest paying win of your career. You stalked, you hawked the tire tracks. 36J, could never really quite get to him. Not sure what went foul on it, but you kept him honest, man. You drove from around 14th to get up there to put yourself in the mix. What are your emotions right now, man? What an absolute race. You hung on.
Oh, man, I'm pumped. I can't say enough for everybody. Joe Ball right here put me in this hot ride. Man, this thing is fast, and it's a lot of fun to drive.
Stakes off Heath Wilson won a lot of races on this car, Derek. And, you know, for you to sweep the night, you win the limited modified main event. Derek's girlfriend, Megan in victory lane, special. These are the moments right here that you relish and that you live for as a dirt track racer. We talked about it earlier. What a great year it's been. You win the Tony Stewart Invitational, but for Joel Ball to give you a call, what does this mean for you for him to give you the call and instill the confidence in you? Y'all celebrate it. What does it mean for him to instill the confidence in you to know that you could wheel this car and get it here to victory lane tonight here at your home track and sweep the night?
Man, it means everything in the world. Like, you know how much I love to race here. I grew up right there in those stands watching my dad and uncles kick everybody's butt out here. I'm just glad I can keep it up.
What were you thinking when 36J, you started reeling him in there? There was a few laps, you started getting closer. I thought you were just driving the car that much harder. I thought you may have been saving something. But what were you thinking when 36J pulled her to the infield?
Man, like I said, I was behind him, and we actually picked up a miss about halfway through the race. It was lugging bad off the turns. I could just get all the way back in it. That's all it had. I was driving it. That's all I had. And when I seen him pull off, I got a little excited, but I just had to stay, just keep my line and keep doing what I was doing. And I got lucky enough, and we pulled it off.
When you were working your way up through there meticulously in this race, I'm sure your mindset was that I can win this race, but you had to keep all fours on it. I mean, there was high attrition. Wes Grigsby now in victory lane.
Yeah, buddy.
It's a good moment for the Grigsby family. But, at any point of that race, Derek, I know you don't ever lose confidence, but did you ever think at any point of this race you may not have a chance to get there?
Not this race. At the beginning of the night when we got here, we dug a big hole. We dug a big hole yesterday, and I can't thank the guys enough for rallying up behind me and getting this thing ready after every C and B and every race we ran tonight. Plus the limited. Like I said, I just can't thank these guys enough. Can't thank Joel enough for putting me in this fast car.
I told the race fans, unfortunate for Justin Whitehead, he's been the guy to be in this class over the last several years. And I said, this is the guy, this is his home track, takes a lot of pride in winning here. He won the limited race. But, man, I tell you, it's just unbelievable, all the adversity that you faced this weekend, and you come out on top. I told the fans that, folks, you better not leave because you never know what's going to happen, and that's why we race these things to the checker, right, Derek?
Yes, sir. Nothing against Justin Whitehead, but he's got plenty of these big ones. I think we can have one.
Man, I want to give you one more opportunity. If there's anything else on your mind, anybody in particular you would like to thank. I know you'd probably like to thank the balls and anybody else that helped you out in your racing.
Yeah, of course the balls, Joel, everybody bringing that thing out for me. My dad, man, I don't even know anybody's name right now. I'm sorry. Y'all know who y'all are. I love y'all. I appreciate it. Thank y'all very much.
Final thing, what about all these awesome race fans here at Boothill Speedway tonight?
Yeah, man, I love it when it looks packed like that, man. We hope we put on a good show for y'all.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, your reigning Tony Stewart Invitational winner at TMS, and he wins the third annual $7,000 King of the Hill, the Marshall Missile. Derek Grigsby gets it done, and it seemed an improbable fashion. Racing Jason Engel front row with Winslet, with Winnigan Hennigan, the lights are out. We are underway. Chris Hennigan, who won here in his IRP modified debut 3 weeks ago, leads the herd down the back stretch. 3 wide at the till. 3 wide at the till. David Winslet trying to pick up some slack already after he had to go to the till on the start of this one. Away in your open wheel modified feature. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Winnigan, Hennigan, off of 4 with the race lead who won his IRP debut here 3 weeks ago. The third generation Larry. Jeff Leary gonna go to the inside of racing Jason second. Chris Hennigan is gone with the wind in this one. Throw the keys on the counter, he's checked out and gone. He's all the way halfway back to Marshall. Chris Hennigan in the 1 of the Panel Trust. CNC Services Assist Performance number 16. Racing Jason giving all kinds of heck to the Minden racer Jeff Leary. Hold on a second. Ingles trying to dime it off the corner here with a caution waving. Back underway at Boothill. Winnigan Hennigan in his IRP race car debut here 3 weeks ago picked up the victory, came to Lone Star and finished second. Last Saturday night when Jason Ingles won it and Chris came home second. Down the front straightaway we go. Jason and Jeff Larry are absolutely going at it. They're going to go side by side for second off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Putting the horses to the floor. And Ingles is going to go way up top and try to diamond off the corner and find some side bite to the outside of the 15G. Chris Hennigan back underway, leads the herd into 1 and 2. Jason Ingles is going to go to the outside of the Boothill Speedway and find some bite. Nope, he loses the handle. He lets David Winslet shoot right back by the third. Tried to go to the till at the start of this race. Ingles not going to budge off that top shelf though. Back down the front boulevard into 1. Hennigan living up to his moniker. He may win again tonight here at his home track. And it may be a Marshall, Texas sweep. Except for Doug Vick Jr.'s win, going back to Vivian, Louisiana in the Pro Mod. So back into turns 1 and 2. Hennigan going to roll the IRP Race Car Panel Trust CNC Oilfield Services Rick Sis Performance number 16. Into 3. He rolls right to the center in the 3 and 4. He ducks to the bottom in a 1 and 2. He is smooth as silk, cool, calm, collected. And this much talked about alliance formed between him and Jason Ingles, it appears it's going to be lethal. Early in, they're going for driver 16 out of Marshall. So Hennigan with nearly a whole straightaway advantage now over Jeff Larry. Jeff Larry not able to do anything, as it should be getting down to the wire. As tick-tock goes the race clock, the center of the hourglass is winding away. As Winnigan Hennigan looking to win again. So winding down the laps here at Boothill, your World Modified main event. It'll be 2 laps to go for the Marshall Texan. Win again, Chris Hennigan. Instead, we get the caution. So this goes on and on and on. But when Chris Hennigan announced that he was going to form an alliance with Jason Ingles, interesting. And I think they are going to make this very special, as Jason's made it special in the limited ranks. Hey, it may only be 4 cars left, but throw them over a blanket right now. Ingles is one of the best to ever run the high side of this track, I'm telling you. He will flirt with disaster. He'll scrape that quarter on that wall. I'm telling you. You couldn't fit the Holy Spirit between the wall and the quarter panel of the 12 of Ingles that time by through 3 and 4. White flag out this time by for Winnigan Hennigan. Final quarter-mile trip around the Greenwood over here for Winnigan Chris Hennigan, the Marshall Texan. Trying to... He'll do it. The Marshall Mafia rises to the occasion tonight. They get 3 out of the 4 main events here at the Boothill Speedway for the 3rd annual King of the Hill main events. As good as this IRP car's been since the drop of the hat, after that great finish you had at Lone Star, having to come back from 7th, man, you've got to be thrilled with the way this car's performed so far.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Jason and them, they done a great job on it. It's probably one of the best cars I drove.
You look good in it, and I think you've looked good in every single car you've ever driven, though, Chris. What is it about this that suits, maybe a silly question, what is it about suit your driving style? But I think everything may suit Chris Hennigan's driving style.
This thing's a little different. I like it. You steer it with the front end, and you just drive it where you want to go. And when you hit the traction spot, it takes off.
I know there was, we're down on mod car count tonight, but Jeff Larry, Winslet, actually started on the front row in this race. He's been tough here, and Tim Boudreau, all those guys, Jason Ingles. You never knew you had this one, I'm sure, till you crossed underneath those checkers, did you?
No, the ones that show up are good ones, and they're all hard to beat.
You disappointed? When I got here Thursday evening, you pulled into the pits right after practice, and you were blowing smoke out of that 21B. How hard did you guys work to get that thing together to give you a shot to race for $7,000? I'm sure you guys worked your tails off.
Yeah, we had to change heads and intake and carburetors. Everything was messed up on it. I guess we should have been a little more prepared.
Well, I'd say not too bad for dragging a car out of the shop. I didn't even know Taylor Bow still had a factory stock or any kind of car laying around, so not too bad. But I know your expectations are up there, and unfortunately it came up a little bit short. But like I said, this makes up for a little bit of that bad luck, does it?
Yeah, that's always good to fall back on something like this and have fun.
Absolutely. Give all the thanks to the folks that you'd like to thank to help you out in your racing program, Hennigan.
RP Race Cars, CNC Oil Field, Rilo's, Panel Truss, Spears Oil and Gas, Joel's Auto Sales, J&J Motorsports, Career Search. I'm probably missing some. My wife and kids and all these other little kids from the baseball team, they enjoy the races too.
Almost a Marshall Mafia sweep tonight. Vic Jr., the Louisiana native, gets the win back to Vivian in the Pro Mod class, but nearly the Marshall Mafia nearly knocked them all off tonight here for the King of the Hill 3rd annual event.
Yeah, congratulations, Derek. That's a well-deserved win for him.
Absolutely. It's a big breakthrough. How about all these great race fans that were here tonight too, Chris?
Yeah, it was packed. It was good seeing everybody out there.
Congratulations on a big win tonight, my friend.
All right, thanks.
The Marshall Texan win again, Chris Hennigan in Victor Lane here at the Hill. Justin Converse and Cole Burleson on the front row.
Hey, I can't say that. I can't remember their name.
Well, we'll get to redeem ourselves, bud, because the caution. What I want you to do is call Jonathan Maxwell and ask him where he was at this weekend.
That's what I was wanting to know, because he told me he was going to have that car ready for this race, and I don't know where he was at, because I went by his house on the way out here, and nobody was home.
This race is going to get started. I'm going to let this young man call it, but yep, I'm going to call out Jonathan Maxwell and say that you weren't here for 7,000 to win, and my boy Cornberry was. You're not washed up by any means. You're going to be at Victory Lane soon, man. Good to see you.
We had her rolling tonight.
Yeah, you did. You did. You just got to pick at you a little bit. I'm ready to see that monkey fly into the crowd again. Just the Converse on the low side in C49. Let's do it. C49's leading.
The C49 is leading.
Cole Burleson's in the 22.
Cold Burleson is in the 22.
Both drivers have over 5 wins this year. Both drivers have 5 wins this year.
I can't.
Both of these drivers have over 5 victories this season. Jesse Tate holding on to the 3rd spot. I believe that's Patrick Franks there in the 50 down the back straightaway. Cole Burleson and his Chevy Cavalier Hadaway towing C49, trying to keep Converse on. He won here last night. Ava 4 down the front boulevard. I believe it's a pair of Chevy Cavaliers running 1 and 2. The Falk, Arkansas native Justin Converse out front with a race lead at C49. Oh, and he nearly lost it. And he saves it. Justin Converse back on the pedal, leading this one. Ricky Burke's going to assist the 6K further into the infield. And off he goes. Converse still with a race lead. Lap traffic up in the way of the 22 of Burleson now. No problems, no harm, no foul. Jesse Tate will go by the 6K as well. Good to see the 6K car refire and was able to tack onto the field here and have some fun. Converse still out front with the race lead with 2 laps to go. Cole Burleson may pull a rabbit out of the hat. We'll see. Converse in another universe. It doesn't matter what zip code the racetrack's in, this driver typically finds that other zip code on, whether it's a quarter mile or 3/8. He answers the bell. Cole Burleson's driven the wheels off of it. It won't be enough. He'll sweep the weekend. And it'll be his 3rd consecutive victory after his win last Saturday night at Lone Star. 3 wins in a row for the Fountain Arkansas racer Justin Converse at C49. Next time for sure. Here. Oh my goodness. Well, this driver's no stranger to victory lane. His 3rd straight win. He won at Lone Star last Saturday. Nearly won at Timberline last Friday. It would be his 4th straight victory. But he came up short by about a half a cat's whisker to a 12-year-old by the name of Jacob Jones. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore because it's a new day. Here he is, folks. Everybody left the house. Give it up for Justin Converse. Come on, Boothill. Everybody left. Y'all give him a hand. He waited all night. He bought a pit pass just like every other driver. This guy needs to be commended for his effort. Not they don't, man. Everybody's checked out. We're exhausted, man. What a weekend. You sweep it here at Boothill. You've really found a liking to this Greenwood Oval. Cole Burleson was and he's been one of the guys to beat, so I know you had to feel some pressure.
Yeah, I told myself as long as I got out front ahead of him, I wasn't going to let him pass.
You know what? Earlier, after you won last night, I had a few fans, and I asked you this recently. They said, how much do you think that guy has in his car? And since I asked you this before, how much money do you have in your car?
We probably have a total of $700.
Cool. Can I drive it right now?
Yeah, get in.
I know, I'm going to in a minute. But hey, that's the flip part of this interview. But well, dude, you have a lot of fun in this, though. I mean, you come out here, you're not racing for big bucks. I mean, you're passionate about this sport. Justin, you obviously have a talent. Do you have any plans to maybe move up and want to race something else? Not that you need to. You make all these other guys better. Do you ever think about, if you have the money or the backing, would you like to run something else?
Man, we've thought about it, but all we do is for fun. Me, my family, my kids, we come out here and all we do is just have fun.
And that's, you need to explain it. Just tell a quick story. My dad raced mini stocks for many years, and those things got kind of out of hand. I don't think these are going to get out of hand anytime soon. I mean, this thing's basically bone stock.
Oh, yeah, it's bone stock.
It's $700. I imagine you don't have a mini clutch or anything like that.
Nah, it's only got 82,000 miles on it.
And this is a Cavalier?
Yeah, 2003.
You've been so fast, you made Cole Burleson sell his Eclipse and get him a daggum Cavalier, and he can't catch you now.
Yeah, he tried to talk me into going to an Eclipse. I told him he'd go Cavi before I did.
He was playing games with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to get you out of your car so he could come back and beat you in something else.
Yeah, it didn't work too well for him.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great year for you. 9 wins, man, between 5 different tracks. What does that mean to you? You win at Lone Star. Every place you check into, you're always a major factor.
Well, like I said, like I told you last weekend at Lone Star, it just had to be the 5 years experience. There's a bunch of good talent back there. They got real good cars. They just need a little bit more seat time.
Well, you've become a master of your craft in this deal, man. You're kind of the first guy that's really perfected it. But it's fun to watch you, man. I certainly enjoy this class, and I enjoy watching it grow. So just keep it rolling, man, and ultimately keep having fun, man, because that's what this sport's about. And as long as you're having fun, who cares how many wins you get?
That's how I see it. As long as I'm having fun. My family's having fun. Everybody in the fans are having fun. That's all that matters.
And what's fun about it is you just told me I could drive this car, so I'm ready to have some fun. Hey, real quick though, did you think anybody, or did not think anybody you'd like to thank real quick?
See, I got TWA Car, Truck Wash, and Chrome Shop, my wife, my kids, Bad Boys Racing. I got Mud Bones Restaurants in Durant, Oklahoma. What is that? Southern Graphics. I'm very tired.
Out here, yeah. I'm running on about 2 hours, 45 minutes in a shrimp po' boy from Ralph and Cacoo's.
I got a little bit more than that, but not much. I had to work today.
Great run tonight, Justin. I had to get the good out of it for you, man, because you had to wait all night long for it. Congratulations on another win, my friend.
Thank you.
Justin Converse, everybody left in the house, riding all the way from Falk, Arkansas to win in his 4-cylinder tonight. Like I said, he thinks I'm kidding, but I'm about to get in that thing and wheel and deal it.